Alright, so this assignment is, I call it the ball ramp. Basically, we're going to have this ball go up and down and spin back and forth. And get the spinning working as closely as we can, within reason, of course. Again, make it look right, doesn't have to be right. 61 frames, this is going to be a 2-second cycle. I'll lift it up, let's go to 12. I'm going to actually not go to 12 yet. Get it to that edge here. So 4.86, now let's make it 5 and see what it looks like. Oh, that's the height. -5. See, it looks a little bit in, so that's not going to work out really well. I kind of like it at, let's do 4.9. No, you need that 6 in there. Let's put, I guess, make it 5. And that's kind of right on that brim. And then lift it up on the Y by 12. And I'm going to drop a key here. Drop a key at the end. On 31, I'm going to reverse the motion. So it'll be -12. No, negative. So look at that number again. Be positive 4.95. It's going to go back and forth. Ease in, ease out. Perfect. Now let's get the lows in there. Pull it down. Make it 0. I'm going to middle mouse it to 46. Drop a key. Had to right click on my viewport. It'll probably be hitting us up there. And then we have this. We never dropped a key in our key pose. If we dropped the key up there when we shifted it over, we would have been good. Put back to 12. Now we're good to go. It's kind of working. Now let's find when it should be touching the ramp, about here. So on my X, -4.95. And it starts to kind of curve. Don't really need a key here, but let's see what happens when we come over to here when it leaves. 4.95. I did 14 apparently. 4.95. There we go. And it goes through relatively smoothly here. Doesn't feel like it's actually on that wall here. Let me punch in 5. Interesting. I think it's because my ramp is slightly off. Shifted my ramp over a little bit. I'd leave it as is. Don't always get to work with the perfect set. I'm just going to shift it over a little bit more. So 5.03. So I got to make sure it's 5.03 up here too. Or it's going to start to move in a little odd way. Then it comes down. Same idea. .03. -4.95. Overall, working pretty well. Let's drop a motion trail in here. Actually, you don't even have to really drop a motion trail, but you can. So you can kind of see the overall curve and how it's a little bit off. What you're going to want to do, because you can see it's off here. So come about frame 13, we want to modify our handles. And this will be on the X translation. So now we're dealing with multiple directory. Like, it's interesting. Here's our up and down motion. It's always going up, it's always going down. But our left and right, it's not going left or right on these spots here. So they're totally going to be flat lines. Eventually, hopefully, when you see these, I actually need a key here. You're going to see these as no motion and this is going to be motion. The more extreme this is, the more motion you're getting. So now you can see these lines lined up because there was a key there now. Let's go to frame 13 when it's really off. Take this bar, and we're going to push it to the wall. Hopefully your motion trails is updating. As you can see, mine's not. But that looks nice and flush. Let's go to 43 over here. Modify that handle, get it onto the wall. And now it's running up against the wall pretty nicely. I think if I do a motion, you see it update. Now everything's back. Now everything's looking pretty good. Next, we want to put some spinning to this, and the spinning's interesting. So I know which way it's going to be spinning once it hits 9. It's going to be spinning in the negative, and it's going to spin in the negative, keep spinning, keep spinning, keep spinning, keep spinning, and then reverse around here. So I want to probably give it 3 revolutions, so negative 1080 on the Z rotation here, negative 1080. And then I'm going to go into my rotation here. You can see from frame 9, there is nothing on frame 9. But I do have a key there a little bit earlier. Let's move that over. And I want, as soon as I want it to hit it, you can see it actually doesn't look like it's sliding too much. But I want it to just go. So I'm going to make it linear. And I'm going to make it linear when it comes to hit the other side. We have it coming up. You can see the spinning is still going in the same direction as it comes down. We want it to go in the other direction. And it's going, you're starting to see it happen, but it's going pretty slow because I think it's happening too quickly and then it's not happening at all. Let's get rid of this key here. And let's make it linear here. You're going to see that this is not the same amount. It's a symmetrical motion, but the rotation is not symmetrical because of these first 9 frames here. But we want to get the rotation to be going the same kind of speed the same way there. There's a way to do this. You could try to figure out, we could take these and lift it. Let's make that one linear too. And eye it, or if you want, you could get it perfect. The trick is the 9 frames / 8 frames actually. Let's add on 8 frames over here. Let's go to 69. Around 69. As you can see, I'm working on 24 frames a second. Don't worry about that. I'm going to drop a key on frame 69. So I selected it, right-clicked on my viewport, dropped a key. So this kind of just makes it stick, which is fine. Go back to your rotation. And now this line here would be the same thing to that point there. So let's delete this and make it linear. Now we have that nice triangle, equal on both sides. Come back to 61, drop a key. Middle mouse 61 to 1, drop a key. Now we're getting things lined up. Make that linear. When we go back and delete 69, you can see it flats out. You have to make it linear again. Now we have the perfect triangle that's being repeated over here. There will be a problem when you hit play. It'll stick. Hopefully, when you think about it, you know how to fix the stick. The stick is happening
the pressure he was under to send his kids to private.
Sorry about that. The stick is happening because the extra frames we put here. Let's cut that out. Put it back to 61. And you got the nice spinning revolution all the way through now. Now it's spinning that way. And then it reverses the spin that way. And keeps the same amount of rotation from beginning to end. That's the ball and ramp. If you want to look at it at a different angle, you can put it over here, and we can have it here. One thing, if you ever want to try to do, how to make this descend, slow the energy all the way down. An interesting little practice, a test to see if you know how to manage to do that. It's a little tricky. It's all going to be a long animation. Matters how fast you reduce the motion. But if you're up for a challenge, give it a try. It's relatively the same process, but the timing is going to be changing. All right. Let's move on to the next one.